Hi, I'm Dean Paarman from Balance Catamarans. I'm the Director of Operations here in South Africa, and today I'd like to welcome you aboard Tiger Lily, the first Balance 502. Come with me as we do an in-depth walkthrough of this beautiful vessel. Let's go! This is a unique opportunity to welcome you aboard the very first Balance 502. She's just recently finished. She's gone through all of her testing, her fine-tuning. You may have seen a couple of videos already on the internet of her sailing and of this interior, even though it wasn't 100% finished, but now it is. And also, I'm going to, in this video, take you down below to see what the cabins and the rest of the boat looks like. We're gonna go through what's changed from back, working around the deck, coming into the cockpit, and then into the interior here and downstairs. We got a lot to cover, so let's go to the back. The reason I want to start at the back of the boat is because visually this is the first thing you'll notice when you step on, that something's changed on this Balance, and this area is large. We've extended the size of the boat from a Balance 48 to a 50, and a lot of that volume came from putting it into making the back of the boat more buoyant. The reason to do a whole redesign of our range was because we wanted to offer owners the opportunity to now also have a hybrid diesel-electric option for the boats. And if we're going to add extra weight, especially here at the back of the boat, then we want to add more buoyancy to carry that payload. But it's not just at the back here. The whole boat is about 2 foot longer. So to distribute that weight across the boat, we've elongated the entire waterline length to give you a more sporty boat, a more buoyant boat for payload. And with performance catamarans, it's always a little bit longer is a little bit better.
Also contributing to the performance enhancements of the Balance 502 is what's hidden beneath the surface. The new build design incorporates a carbon core superstructure. All the bulkheads, partition walls, and even the cabin soles are now fabricated in carbon fiber to further reduce the weight of the boat, as well as stiffen her up for true blue water cruising excellence.
Then the next feature at the back of the boat that's immediately noticeable is this cutout that we see over here, which is of course a floorboard, but it's also a door. We call it the Versa stern because it has two positions, just like the Versa helm. Right now you have it in floor mode, but with a simple lift and a lock-in, you are in passage mode.
In the down position, it adds further sound dampening for when your engines are running. And when the Versa stern is up, and should you take a wave over your bows, it still allows water to drain through the built-in gutters. Safety and convenience neatly designed into one feature.
Previously we had washboards put in here, which you would have to take out and then stow away. Now with this, at least you have it all built into one. There's no extra pieces that you have to kind of manage. It's an easy system. There's quite a few things to point out here on the foredeck. The most obvious is the trampoline that I'm sitting on right now. As you can see on the new design, it comes all the way over the forebeam. This has not only changed the aesthetic of the boat to be a little bit more racy looking, more exciting looking, but it's also changed the way that the fore triangle operates. In this case, the fore triangle is bigger, so we're able to add a bigger self-tacking jib on here.
The self-tacking jib is now 423 square feet and sits on a curved track to avoid having to put additional barber haulers in for optimal sheeting angles. This contributes to the ease of sailing and increased performance. The new longeron design is a single beam to reduce weight, and a longer hull means we could increase the standing rigging, and with that have a slightly larger main now at 1,029.4 square feet. Collectively, we call all these performance enhancements our J-Max system to highlight the effect all of this has on the J number. On the coach roof, we have an easy-to-grip rail that you can utilize as you move around deck. A huge improvement to the aesthetics of our boats are now the recessed solar panels at no cost to the output performance, as we've continued to use high-quality glass solar panels with an airflow cavity below to keep them cooling as they power up your boat.
Also, have you noticed that the side rails have now got 3 stays? It's much higher up. So many of the things that we do at Balance are about improving the safety of the boat. One thing I want to point out to you, which is really cool, is come check out this here. So when you open up these hatches,
you'll find a huge wet locker to store fenders, lines, and even head sails. Inside, you will see a port light on the aft wall, which leads into the forward cabins. The external hatch lid is adjustable to any height you want, meaning that if it rains, you can simply lock it off and still have air flooding into your cabins.
The Versa helm is not something new to Balance, obviously, but what has changed with having a boat that's slightly longer is that we've been able to open up the space a little bit more. This here is wider than in our previous models, and this is actually a lot more comfortable to be able to kind of sit here and be on watch. But even when you are sitting upright, there is just it's a more comfortable seat, and we also have a little bit more space between the wheel and my legs. Of course, you don't have to have this down here. You can have it up out of the way. Even at the middle section here, it's still, if something were to happen, you can still take hold of the boat. But when you're sailing, you can put your feet back, sit back, and I still have a clear view out the front. With Balance catamarans in general, that clear view has been so important. You want to have a good view from the top and you want to have it from the bottom. And to enhance that, we've also changed the doors here. We've opened up this space. These are new doors to match all our other hatches. These are from Goyo. They stack away neatly. They're very good to look at too. But more importantly, when you're in that helm station and somebody is working in the kitchen here, you have access to that. There is more social environment. It's about having the flow lines of space. These are two places where people spend the most time, cooking and sailing. So at least if somebody's on watch and somebody's cooking, then you have that interaction space. Another thing about the windows, as you might know if you've been watching Balance videos, it's always made out of real glass. Now that might be the one compromise on Balance where we actually put something heavy on the boat, but it has its reasons. Again, it's about safety. This is the way to build a boat that is safe out at sea. But to add to what I said earlier, when you're standing at the down helm station at night, this has really, really good visibility. Another thing about the windows you'll notice is that this middle mullion is now no longer here, and we've opened up the windows. There is actually way more light coming in here than we did before. And it's not just that, above me here too, with this new hatch, we have more light coming in and more airflow. As with the hatches that I pointed out in front that is allowing airflow into the cabins, we've also made these hatches bigger and increased the size of this.
We've maintained the U-shaped galley, which remains the most functional kitchen style for when you're underway. It comes complete with oven, drawers, cabinets, spice racks, 2 fridges, 2 freezers, and an additional huge fridge under the helm seat that'll keep you supplied for months at sea.
This drying rack here is not new, but it's worth mentioning. I've been at so many boat shows where you see people come in, they're like, oh, that's a clever idea. So I wanted to highlight that for people that don't know. We've, instead of putting a second sink in, which just uses up way too much space on a boat, we have this drainage sink over here where you can take these out if you want, or you can add different configurations in there, but this ultimately becomes a drying rack. We've also turned this into a nice place to work. You know, having an office downstairs where you need private time for a call is good, but other times you want to sit up here, have your laptop up, and be in the open space. So the nav station, while still a very functional nav station with storage for everything that you need, it's also a workstation. When creating a home in a boat, every little space needs to be used cleverly. There's so much learning that we've taken from our previous boats. Take the settee lounge area here. I'm calling it a lounge area now. This used to be the dining area, as we would call it, and you can see from our previous models that the seats were more upright. But what we have here now is a real comfortable seat, and with that we've also said we don't need such a big table that's always up here. let's make it smaller, let's reduce the footprint. This can actually even lower down further or open up and turn into a full table. The thing is, you have the choice to use the space how you want to, but the majority of the time, this area is used for sitting back, relaxing, talking to people in the space, reading a book, that kind of thing. So it was really important to turn this into a comfortable seat, because at the end of the day, as we have it set up outside there, that is the dining area. People are using that as the dining area 90% of the time. Another thing that makes it just a little bit more homely is the frameless Italian design. Throughout the boat, there's a modernization of the look and feel, and it's evident by the little touches like adding the veneer onto the fridges. Creating this desk nav station as a functional space, which has hidden charging ports so that you don't have the clutter of cable around. When you are confined to a small space, using every little nook and cranny to make it ergonomic, functional, and designer. That's the challenge that we strive for at Balance Catamarans. For those of you watching this video and wondering about the baskets all over the boat, I just want to mention that these beautiful things are also from Africa. These are from a place called Redesign Africa in Woodstock. So if you're buying a Balance and you come to Cape Town, we will point you in the right direction. And not only that, it's also so many of the throws and the pillows that you see on our boat. These are from a place in South Africa called Mungo, and they make the most incredible stuff. So we're very proud of the fact that we offer our owners a wide variety of veneers, fabrics, and wood flooring. And we're adding something to that range now. It's the stuff I'm standing on. This here is Chillowitch, or a company called Chillowitch, which provides something kind of like a carpet. And the cool thing is it comes in a wide variety. So we've got the template, you choose the fabric, and we'll put it in for you. This is something worth mentioning. The seat at the back here has been raised up. When you do a whole new boat, everything's new tooling, you can take that opportunity to shift and move things based on the feedback that we get from people. And one thing was that the back seat was always just a little bit too low. So from here, I again have the view right out the front, but I'm sitting right at the back of the boat. So that's pretty cool. The dining area outside here in the cockpit is pretty much unchanged. Don't fix what ain't broken, as they say. You can still turn this into a day bed if you choose, so we have the cushions stowed away in the forepeak, but most of the time this remains a dining area. And the best, the sunbed. So let's start off with the forward port cabin. This is pretty much a standard Balance forward cabin. It looks pretty much the same, but there's a few small differences. For example, behind me here, we've got this awesome little bench. But not just that, this entire space here is opened up. So it just makes you feel like you're in a bedroom. You have space to move your arms. You can wake up in the morning and stretch, but you can also get changed without feeling like you're cramped into a small space. So with that, you know, we have the typical loads and loads and loads of stowage. You've got cabinets under there. You've got two pull-out drawers here, little cabinets on either side of the bed with power plugs in there if you want to charge your phone. You've got hanging cabinetry here.
On the bow-facing bulkhead, you'll see the vent we showed you from the deck. Behind this vent is your port light that you can open up in all weather conditions to still allow airflow to enter your cabin without the need of necessarily running your air conditioning.
And as we move out into the port hallway here, you've got some more cabinetry here. This is actually quite deep, it's surprisingly, because we've moved this wall back just a little bit to give this, again, more breathing room, more space. Also, with the 502, a big change is that we've moved now the shower and the heads on the guest side outboard. Now that has the side effect of if you close this, it's going to block off light. But what we've done to combat that is we've created an open space here with the emergency escape hatch here, which lets in light during the day. And not just that, if we move on further this way, above my head over here, you've also got a skylight. At any given time, there's extra light flooding into the hallway. reporting from the throne. This is the guest toilet, which sits between the two cabins. What we've done now is we've started to use sliding doors, which obviously also helps for saving space. There's more than enough space. Again, there's more than enough cabinetry. There's power plugs in here, behind the mirror. Everything a toilet could want and need. This is the port aft cabin. As we have it set up here now, this is the split single bed version, but this can very quickly convert into a queen size double bed by just pulling this out and stowing it away. And there is another option of this. Instead of having a fixed bed here, you can also turn this into a convertible office. This is something you have seen on our previous models. It looks something like this. And of course, you can have that in here too. Both these cabins, as you've seen with the head over here, these are all sliding doors now. So that again, this just goes off into a cavity here in the wall, which again saves you the space of not having a door that opens up into the room. So you have more of this space to use while the door is open or closed, not just in the one format. One more thing before we exit this room. That window over there with, you can see the stairs just over there. That is obviously going to also let a lot of light into this room, but at the same time, you've got the privacy of nobody really looking in because it's hidden underneath the stair. That's the port side, the guest side. Let's go over to the owner's side on starboard. Let's start at the forward side again. This is the master suite, the main bedroom. It is a mirror of the other side. The only difference is we have a walk-in closet over here. So this is a huge space that you can use to store things, just in case all the storage that's available to you in this cabin and down this passageway wasn't enough. So to show you what I mean is you've got two big drawers over here, two hanging lockers, two big drawers over here, a big hanging locker over here, more drawers over there. This of course doesn't all have to be for personal items. This can also be used for linen, for towels, for other items that you want to stow away. But honestly, it just keeps going on. More. This side not. Let me show you what's in here. Oh, before I show you, let's actually just appreciate what we've done here. Previously with these spaces, which contain things like your water maker, in this case the Apogee C systems, this is the new internet system and connectivity system done by one of our Balance owners, in fact. And if you want to learn more about that, you can check out the description here to watch a video on that. But what I'm getting at is that these used to have opening doors, and that would basically block your way in the passage. You would have to step aside and open a door, and step aside and open a door. But now by adding these sliding doors in here, you have a much more accessibility to work on it. So you can see it's just like, it's really great to use. On this side, you'll find your electrical board and more storage. And yes, there's more storage just over here. You can actually access this even with the door open, which I think is really brilliantly done. But if you close off the cabin door, which gives you the privacy, this is one entire private cabin, the entire starboard hull, but that gives you access here then to your washer and dryer. This area we've turned into another working space. So whether you want to come down and have some privacy working space, you can use this as a desk, but it can also be a vanity table or something where you can keep makeup and all the things you need to get ready in the morning inside here. So just another clever use of the space, and it's really opened up nice and wide. It's not just a little narrow, little, in South Africa we say a hockey, which means a little space. This is more than a hockey. And while I'm saying that, look at the shower, it's the same thing. So the Balance Catamarans aft owners' heads has always been a huge space to enjoy, to get yourself ready for the world. But one thing that I'm gonna point out, like with pride and joy, is I'm at least 6'1" and a bit. you could put a 6'5" person in here, and that is a huge improvement to our aft heads here. So it still has all the rest of it, which is the seats. You can use this as a drying space, but we're very proud of the fact that by increasing the volume of this boat, by increasing the length of it, we've been able to give you the headroom you've been asking for. Catamarans accessibility is very important. It's part of the ergonomics of moving through a vessel, and not just from a look and feel, but also from a functionality point of view. So as you will see here, the floorboards have got all these hatches into the bilges, but if I open up one of these just to show you, it's a very nice open space, and it's very easy to access your pumps, your bilge pumps, anything, you know, all the service areas. Thank you for coming on this tour with us on the Balance 502 Tiger Lily. She's shipping out of here in just a few days on her way to Tortola and in the BVI, and that's where she'll be available for the first try before you buy sessions that are going to be hosted by Phoebe and Xander of the Outer Passage program. We look forward to inviting people aboard, to spending time on her, seeing how she sails, and also she will be at the Miami boat show in February, so keep that in your calendar. Before I sign off, I just want to say a big shout out, a big thank you to everybody involved in this boat, from its conception to its design, right up until the many thousands of hands that have touched this boat to bring it to this point, especially in the last few weeks, having those experts come around and look at what they've done and go, you know, we've done good here, and how do we keep making it better? As Phil Berman says, you cannot rest until you're the best, and that's what it's going to be. So until we see you next time, stay in balance.